Sander van Doorn. You're watching DJ Mag Canada and IHM TV.
I was a little boy, I always loved to listen to a lot of music. I had an older brother who played a lot of disco sounds back in the days, like Depeche Mode, Enjoy the Silence, tracks like that. So that's how I got interested in the whole, more disco beats kind of sounds. When I was about 16 years old, I started experimenting a little bit with mixing, DJing, and also, a little bit on like a drum computer making beats. So I kind of, started myself just with a little bit of background, Moby, Prodigy, always loved those kind of producers. And yeah, that's how it kind of started. My first big gig was actually in Switzerland. It was about, I would say around 7 to 8 years ago. It was booked solely because of my production, so they listened to my production, loved my music, and they asked me, do you DJ as well? Which I did, more as a hobby back in the days, but I was willing to give it a shot. So I played still with vinyl, and it just blew up from then on. Yeah, the best part obviously is doing what you love most, is making music, playing music. It's pretty hard when it comes to traveling and stuff. You always have to get to places. Especially last weekend, I got stuck in the snow, so I spent like 24 hours in the plane without getting anywhere. That's the hard part. But then again, whenever you're at the destination, you can do what you love best. And what I love most these days is producing a track and just play it out the same night. And nobody actually knows that. I always go to like V1 to V8. It's like the first track, and then I see what works, what doesn't work, and then I kind of test it out. And the more I play it, and I know more about how to produce it. So in the end, you got like a finished product. So I used to test my tracks out in the club. First few years, was all about myself getting into the music industry. As a starting producer and artist, you having to do it a lot yourself. Making your name, making sure the record companies, get behind you, making sure you get your brand right, your sounds, and during that time, I had a lot of help from my brother. He's kind of like a businessman, and he gave me a lot of advice with doing stuff contract-wise and stuff like that. So he helped me out a lot. Also, my record company, who I now work with together, they helped me out a lot as well. The A&R manager, Jordan, he was a big help on the way. 11 last year was an amazing process. It's just making a platform, with different sounds, testing out, more song-based records compared to different sounds, techno sounds, a little bit, some sounds a little more proggy, other tracks melodic, and the album is a good platform to experiment with a lot of sounds. So I love to do that, the whole project. Obviously it's a lot of work, and so this year definitely I'm planning on working towards a new artist album as well, but I'm more focused right now to just single releases. Ultra Music is going to be phenomenal. Last year was actually one of the best gigs I did of the whole year. Just the response was insane. So yeah, that's going to be one of my highlights. Besides that, we're going to do a lot more parties. We're looking at different brands and venues at the moment. So it's looking really busy, but I think definitely Ultra is going to be one of the highlights. Energy last year was phenomenal as well. Sensation, I think this is gonna be my 23rd or 24th time actually playing Sensation. So, you know, I'm really grown to become accustomed. You know, I'm kind of like a kid at home over there. So I always love doing Sensations. Obviously, I just told about Ultra, so you know it's just gonna be a phenomenal month. Obviously, you know the tracks Coco and stuff. You know everybody knows, so you always get a good response. Chasing the response on dance floor is absolutely insane. It's one of those tracks where you just start with one thing and you just add sounds, and all of a sudden, you know, this melody just originates. I started out with like the more pulsy kind of sound, and you know, you just it feels good, and you work towards like a bridge, and all of a sudden, I had a few sounds that are combined, and you start with a low sound, you add a lot of more layers to it, you know, one after the other. I think the main melody has about 12 sounds in itself just to make the melody as it is. So, you know, all of a sudden it's there, you know. That's the great thing about producing. First you have nothing, and then all of a sudden you have the track ready. Got another new track, you know, can't tell too much about it yet, but that reaction as well has been phenomenal. So yes, a lot of good stuff coming up.